Good evening, 47. Your destination for this contract is Gothic Jewelry, kind sponsors of this mission. They are currently holding a summer flash sale with up to 70% off selected items. Naturally, there's limited time to grab what you set your sights on, but fear not if you miss your target. You'll still be able to get 20% off their entire range of killer looks when you follow the link in the mission description and use promo code JIM20 at checkout. So, what are you waiting for, 47? Head over to Gothic Jewelry via the link in the description to complete your objective and get objets d'art that are simply to die for. I will leave you to prepare.
No. He's on his way. I know it. There's no way we're gonna get away with this. 3 of our guys dead already. Alright. You're in the safest place right now, trust me. I just... What's the point? Delaying the inevitable. I've heard about this guy. He doesn't stop. Yeah, apparently he's got a number for a name. What does that tell you? Huh? Don't have a name. Are you even really a person? You know? I just work here. You must be terrified right now.
Allow me. It isn't mine. There. Better. You already know who I am. And you already know why I'm here. You know what is going to happen. And you also know what you've done to cause it. Cause and effect. Who, what, and why. But you do not know how. We have some time together. And so I will indulge you. Not for personal pleasure. This is disorder, chaos, calcified into a singular objective. No, simply to pass the time, possibly engender some solace, and to ensure efficacy of the execution. So, I will share with you this one thing. My tools of the trade. I feel I don't need to ask or demand. No sudden movements, please. Despite my calm, cool demeanor, I can be twitchy when agitated. This is a gun. You've probably seen many like it. But this one is unique. The ICA 19. An M1911 semi-automatic pistol chambered in 45 caliber ACP rounds with maximal 7 capacity. The rounds themselves are inherently subsonic, difficult to hear. There are many different kinds. Also, the capacity and ammunition can be adjusted dependent on needs, but it is a practical, lightweight, versatile weapon. Given the nature of my occupation, and as you have already seen, I tend to favor a silencer. It's not to say that this weapon cannot perform well under duress, but I find it functions at its peak performance when used for clandestine or secretive operations. No, I do not name my weapons. I very rarely even name people. However, there is a tradition within the agency to call it the baller or hardballer. Therefore, this one is called the black baller. No. As far as I am aware, they do not make it in blue. Next. A faithful friend. Fiber wire. Discreet and silent. It is as much a garrote used for asphyxiation as a cheese cutter used for laceration. When effectively used, not only does it strangle the victim, but when enough force and pressure is applied, the target can become neutralized through a gentle snap of the neck. On account of its innocuous appearance, it is one of the few weapons that I employ that can be carried at will and avoid rousing suspicion. Do you wonder what it would be like if this was the method of your execution? Do you wonder if it would hurt? Or if it would simply feel like going home? No. This is not torture. I have no interest in torture. Or I take no glee or joy from what I do. As I said, it is disorder, chaos, meaningless. I simply describe these things to you to inform you and to pass the time before bedtime. An unassuming, small box. Inside, a needle with some vials. There are many different kinds of poison. Lethal, emetic, sedatives. What is important is knowing what is needed to achieve the ultimate objective. A lethal poison such as this, it will, of course, achieve its purpose if administered correctly. However, one must consider the half-life of the poison. How long will it take to take effect? What condition will it leave the target in? And furthermore, is it traceable? That is why, for instance, this emetic poison, when administered to the target, will cause them to vomit uncontrollably, presenting an opportunity to strike in a different way. Of course, sometimes things can go awry, and we require crowd control to maintain control. Lightweight, compact, the Israeli open bolt blowback operated submachine gun, the Uzi. Versatile as it is volatile. Of course, not my preferred method, but a decent method nevertheless. However, it is a statement, a noticeable one. Therefore, only to be used in or under extenuating circumstances. However, if it fits into a briefcase, it's good. single coin. Heads or tails? Heads I win, tails you die. A coin. The coin. The greatest weapon ever conceived. Human value printed onto precious metals. The sanctity of life emblazoned on a circle. This is what makes the world go round, as they say. It is also what motivates people to do the things that they do, on the whole, such as yourself. So, metaphorically, it is the most dangerous weapon of all, as it pushes us to do things that we might not otherwise do. And then, more so, the person not motivated by money is the most dangerous of them all. However, a much more practical use for these discs of death is to cast aside, to distract, to detain. For the draw of money is too much for some to resist. And when they have spied the coin and are committing their attention to it, that is when we strike. And that reminds me. The ultimate extension of self. The purest weapon of them all. Hands. Gloved for protection. And also to increase damage and strength. Just as with the fiber wire. Hands can be a garrote, but they can also be blunt force. A weapon to clobber, punch, pummel. But these are not the most effective weapons of them all. There are two other things. The first, the element of surprise, or disguise. The ability to become invisible in plain sight, to attract attention to yourself, and not be seen at all. To blend in and be forgotten as you conclude the thing that you are to do. The ability to shift and morph is matched only by adaptability. The agent's skill in acclimating to the environment around them, to use things that are there in front of you, to utilize them in ways that perhaps others would not imagine. Everything is a weapon. Every person, every item, every idea, every thought. How you utilize them, how you utilize what they represent, is up to your creativity as an individual. So, which will it be? You probably wonder. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I keeping you awake? You know, we are all born with barcodes on the back of our neck. Printed prison bars with a number. And with every code, there comes an expiration date. You see, you were gone before I even sat down. The blood of your colleague. It contained a precisely administered toxin that passed through your pores when it hit your face. It then went into your subcutaneous tissues and finally into your own bloodstream. You were powerless against it. You had no control. It was an accident that was on purpose. It was planned, defined from the start. There is nothing that you could have done, nothing you can do to avoid this fate. It was printed on the back of your neck when you were born. The methods I showed you were never a choice. It had already been decided. Like I said, I just wanted to pass the time and ensure the efficacy of the execution. But solace was something else, I promised. And there are small mercies with any method of execution, of assassination. But the greatest mercy that the angel of death provides is that nobody, no one, despite themselves, will ever die alone. Good night.